you end up with then this thing of these people who, because they lost some argument, because they ended up looking stupid, they menace somebody all the time. And after a while, it's like they're known for that. If you were to look up their screen name, you end up finding out, like, oh, this person, they're known, and there'll be some website about, like, how they menace this person online. That's pretty much what they exist for, and and it's just, that's now often the issue with the left, is it's been this very, very sad series of defeats that, because so many older liberals aren't that savvy to this stuff, and for good reason. What are you using your time for if you're watching all this and staying aware of it? I became fascinated by the culture war. I became absolutely fascinated by seeing how, like, more and more this idea of, like, okay, I wasn't into religion, but this idea that God is a God of revelation, that this God reveals things that remain concealed because of the nature of the mortal and the nature of the kind of ruler of the physical world. There's these things that remain, concealed until almost miraculously God reveals them. And so more and more, the left keep revealing things about themselves. Like, now the left isn't discussing anything about COVID. Now that there's, like, indictments in foreign countries in Europe for people, there's, like, all this is like all the vaccine people, all these people are facing serious legal problems, and especially out of Europe, that they're really like, holy crap, like, you guys really didn't know what the fuck you were doing here. Like, what was going on here? And the congressional testimony, it's like, it is bad. This is, like, really, really bad. But the left is now at this stage of, it doesn't matter. If we concede that we got fooled, we look like chumps. We look like chumps. We lose credibility. That's all that matters. Yeah. And that's, we lose internet cred or something. And that's all that matters. And nothing else matters. So, you've convinced men. You've convinced more and more people who, the real reason why this is also happening, big part of it is that there are now another wave of women being like, I left him, he's going to vote for Trump, yada, 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 breaking up with guys, marriage is off, you want to vote for Trump, and it's like, good, you have convinced him that, like, there are certain personality traits and certain points of view that he should never have anything to do with ever again. And, yeah, and yeah. So, good luck. I mean, really, like, you're gonna need, like, this is a cultural change. The iceberg has started to move. And there's no way back from that. Like, once something that large starts to change position, this many men, this many minority men, it's not going to get suddenly better because you can come up with some kind of facts or something like that. Especially, there's then these other one other thing that actually I had come up in my mind was, soon, it looks like the teachers union is going to start paying pretty soon. Now they can't really disguise that they're just not good at it. That the teachers union, at a federal level, the various national organizations are really pretty terrible at teaching people how to read and do math. And that Also, it seems they have a real problem with vetting people for criminal behavior. Let's just put it that way. And they're just not good at doing that. And so ever since that article hit about Princeton students who can't read a whole book, I mean, once you look those words up, the videos start to flow. And you start to hear a lot of things that should concern you. And there's no way around that. The teachers union is going to get theirs. They've been building up to earn it. They're going to get broken up in a way that's going to be very fascinating, because it's going to be the end of this. And then there's going to be it's really going to become this kind of thing that the right wing is going to just keep finding more and more and more dirt on the teachers union, going into how bad, the history of especially things like Marxism and Marxists in teachers unions, and the tendency of that your kid for some reason knows lots about books about revolutionaries and Marxists, but doesn't really know a lot of books and works in English that would be normal for the greatness of the art of writing, that you would want to know that, you would want to have some familiarity with that work, and so that's coming. Plus also the mismanagement of Blue Enclave money. That one's going to be dropping nice and hard on everybody from the Blue Enclaves, and there's a lot of people that their pension will be gone. It's just simply, there's not going to be, there won't be money for these states, because in many cases these were sanctuary states and sanctuary cities, and they probably blew their ability to maintain the pension funds. And so and so there's going to be lots and lots of lawsuits, that who knows who will get what by the end of it. But the blue enclaves and blue states will have enough problems that ideas of homesteading and creating new cities is something that major industries have every reason, or to build up places that already exist. And and just like how Amazon, Bezos is trying to plan out 3 nuclear reactors on the Columbia River. And he's probably doing that because of data centers, future data center planning, but he's going to have people there. It's going to require a lot of people, and you might as well have them near the energy, that's more efficient. And so it's, so we'll see what ends up happening. But that kind of planning is the thing of the future. And the reason for this, why did Elon Musk build an instant house? Same reason he built a rocket that could be caught as it comes down. Because you won't have runways on Mars. You won't have runways on the moon. The moon has a different, gravity. You need something that in deeps, as you're traversing space, there's going to have to be places that the ships could possibly dock. A docking platform. You're going to need docking platforms. You're going to need orbital docking platforms, because there's things that you won't be able to get into space because of their weight or delicacy. You'll have to get them in parts into space, build them there. A lot of different things like this. And so there's a lot of these technologies that he's messing with that it makes perfect sense. Of course you would have a communications application and network of satellite, of pico and micro satellites that you would want to, because traversing space and the communications therein. You need to have a design for a very, very efficient prefabricated house that could just be put together with relative ease and a small number of people. You need that. You can't dedicate tremendous amounts of labor anymore to building houses. You need a small amount of labor to build a nice house, and that it's modular on top of it, that you could add to it. And now what the flamethrowers are for, who knows? But all right, talk to you guys later.